Welcome back to What a Time to Be Alive. We've long been led to believe that owning a house rather than renting is the better financial decision. We've been told that it's an excellent long-term investment or that you should get on the property ladder sooner rather than later and buy now, because you never know how the laws might influence you when trying to own your own piece of real estate. However, there is a trend favoring renting for equally valid reasons, and today we'll explore the pros and cons of renting. Let's get started with the pros of buying your own home. 1. Owning a home offers you security if you've purchased a home within your price range and have made sure that you can afford the mortgage payments. Your home will provide you with a sense of security. There will be no anxiety about an owner possibly selling your house or having to worry about reporting to a landlord or real estate agent. 2. You can make alterations that suit your personality. When you own a property, you don't need to ask permission to hang a picture or paint a wall. You're free to do as you please to your own home. Any alterations you do will also add value to your home as opposed to making alterations to a home that isn't yours. 3. Tax benefits that could benefit homeowners. Each person's situation is of course different. But look into the tax benefits. You could possibly qualify for something like homestead exemption. For example, if you lived in Louisiana, you would get a tax reprieve of $75,000 on the purchase of your homestead. 4. Owning your own property gives you the option to take a loan if you purchase your own property and life throws something unexpected your way and you need to come up with some money quickly. You can take a loan off your bond. This could bring you some relief should you need quick access to a loan. 5. It can be a great long-term investment. If your plan is to live in your home for 20 years, then buying a house is a better option because over time your property will gain value. However, this can swing in the reverse when the market is volatile, but if you're able to invest the years into your property, there will be some gains made. If you're unable to commit that length of time, you're better off renting. There are plenty of more pros, as any homeowner will tell you, but there are just as many cons that might make you reconsider purchasing a property right away. 1. Buying a home means a large financial outlay when weighing out your options and making the big decision to either rent or buy. First and foremost, buying a property will require you to put down a substantial deposit. This varies from country to country, but in some places your earnest check will be between 1% and 3% of the purchase price, and in other cases as high as 10%. 2. It's easy to let emotions sway your decision. You look at a house that's just above your budget and you fall in love with it. You rationalize the decision and convince yourself it's a great investment and you'll be able to afford the mortgage. But over time you realize you've overextended yourself and you have to sell the house you fell in love with, so be strict with yourself when considering buying. Now that we've shed some light on the good and bad of buying your own property, let's do the same for renting a property. There is a plethora of pros when opting to rent instead of buy one. 1. Renting is a great choice if you want flexibility. If your job means constant travel or you're not quite ready to commit to one city, then renting is a great option. You're not tied down to one place and have the freedom to come and go as you please as long as you stick to your side of the rental agreement. 2. You're not liable for unexpected expenses. If something goes wrong on your rented property and you didn't cause it, you don't need to worry about fixing it yourself. If the toilet breaks, the plumbing bill is the owner's expense. Even the most basic expenses like changing light bulbs or all the owner's account. Another bonus is you don't need to spend your free time maintaining the house. 3. Credit requirements are less stringent. In order to purchase a home, your finances need to be solid. If you're not quite there yet, then renting is a safer option for you as long as you haven't had any judgments against you. Then renting shouldn't be a problem at all, and if you're a good tenant, your credit rating will go up. 4. You can live in a better area. Often the rent you pay is lower than what you would be paying for a mortgage each month, which can afford you the opportunity to live in a better area without the additional costs that homeowners have. It's also possible to afford a higher rent now. Of course, with as many pros as there are definitely cons to renting a property as well. 1. You can't make changes to the property without permission. If you're renting a property, you wouldn't have the freedom to make changes that will suit your personality. You would have to accept how the property is designed. Sometimes owners love that their tenants want to make alterations or improvements, but that's usually at your own expense and it's impossible to recoup that cost when you leave. 2. You have no control over annual rent fluctuations. Rent usually increases with annual inflation, roughly 3% per month. But that's no guarantee the owner of the property will abide by the increase. They could increase the rent as they feel necessary, which won't always align with your income or what you believe the property is worth. So if there are no regulations in place to protect you, and if you're not in agreement with a rental high, you might find yourself looking for a new place to live. So, that was all. Hope you liked the video and see you in the next one.